we're ready to start.
Oh, is it 9 o'clock already?
Yes, it is. 9:05.
Oh, it's amazing how time flies when you're here at the management. I'm gonna recommend it to other people.
Maybe some of the other committee members recommend that they come.
They don't show up. Tell them how much fun they're missing.
I tried to invite more people so I could get kicked out, but nobody comes.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Motion to approve the agenda. Did you have the roll?
Count roll.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Are there any public comments? Seeing none. County farm management issues. We received a check back in March for the rent, so that's been deposited. Fertilizer has been put on, and we have paid the bill, and the bill then has been forwarded to Walker Farms to reimburse us. So,
Is there another year on that lease after this one?
I think this should be it because it's,
I was thinking we should be thinking about the leasing again or something in the summer.
yeah, well, we'll double check that. It could be,
Could be this time for releasing, I think, I'm not sure.
and if it is, then that means we need to do the soil test and everything too.
Yeah, and then get the forms out for bids and
We'll double check the date.
I hope it's not, but the price of grain has gone down.
If it is this year, we'll send it out for bids next month. And that'll have it for August, then that should give us plenty of time. On that subject, Mr. Chairman,
What's that?
by August, will we be able to have more than 10 people in a meeting?
I can't really say.
Because that could make it difficult to do bidding.
It would be hoped that we would.
Oh, we did bidding out transportation a month ago, at a meeting for it. Wasn't as big an issue as this is, but.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 20 people in here for that at times.
Yeah.
And we've also had 2, so, you never know.
The way it is now, it's like more than like 2 instead of a big group.
Right.
Maybe one of our members would be on my right, I'm bidding now, He can
Yes.
bid even though he's a county board member,
I
can't he?
just paid my taxes, I can't afford a farm.
That's why you gotta wait a month.
Mr. Sure.
That's why we postponed it a month, so you'd have more money.
I think when you examine the guidelines for meetings and so forth, it's significant to note that right now we're trying to have 10 or fewer in meetings such as this, but at the same time, a couple of weeks ago, the state General Assembly met, and they had how many hundreds of people all in one room at a time? They were at tables set apart, yes, but they were still far more than 10 people involved, and nobody said boo about it.
Well, it's do as I say, not as I do.
And right now, we are planning to have our county board meeting out at the highway department, and we'll have probably 30 people there for that.
So by August, we should be okay.
But as far as officially is concerned, it's hard to say.
I guess we'll play that by ear. Okay, anybody got any other farm management issues?
Courthouse happened here again today. That's gonna be more than.
Seeing none. Maintenance supervisor report. There's gotta be a lot on that.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be all over the place here for a couple minutes if you spare with me. It's been a few months. A lot of the more major stuff that's been going on, let's start in the jail kitchen. Commercial dishwasher over there, I had to have a gentleman come in and put a new pump assembly and motor on that dishwasher. And it wasn't 2 weeks after that, the garbage disposal went out. It's an old original Hobart, and it had an open winding on the three-phase motor. Speaking with the sheriff, we decided to just put a whole new unit in, and that's being ordered right now. Sooner or later, that kitchen's gonna be caught up to date, and hopefully we'll not have to keep doing things and repairs over there, but it is what it is. B&D was here a month and a half ago doing some work on the air recovery unit on the jail roof. It provides fresh air and exhaust. There was a contactor and an overload relay that had gone kaput, and they came, did some work on that and got it working again for me. Hiltz has been here. They did some jetting for me in the deputy's garage. There's some drains over there that go into a pit before it goes into the sanitary, and that was all plugged up with mud and all sorts of stuff. He got that cleared out for me. I spoke with Bill Dirks. He's going to be the one doing the concrete work on the stairs over there at the courthouse. And I talked to him about a month ago. It was still cool out at the time. And they're still on track to hopefully early summer get over there and get that knocked out. That's something that's a capital improvement project for this year. And it couldn't be more right on time. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but those stairs they're awful over there. This is right on time. It looks terrible.
Now, is that the back stairs or the front stairs?
It's the sides of the front and the sides of the back, and then the west entry of the jail. Those stairs, there's an old metal, someone had put a piece of metal on there that's half rusted away. They're removing that and pouring a whole new step up there. That was all part of their bid to have that all done. But that would be really nice once that finally gets done. And then after that, I am hoping to get all those railings painted up and the foundation over there and stuff later this summer, just to make it look a little bit nicer than it has here in the past couple of years. Rusty Balding, who mows over here at the soccer field, brought it to my attention a little while ago. Remember our bagworm issue on these trees on the east side a couple of years ago? Well, now they've moved over to these white pines, and they're all over these tall white pines here. And he says that's too big for him to do, and that he would look into, he said right now is not the time to spray for them anyway. He said that would be later this summer when they're more active. I haven't yet looked into someone who can come spray something of that magnitude, because those things are, 40 feet tall? I'm open to any suggestions from anybody, because I haven't even looked into it yet. Rusty said he would put his feelers out and see if anybody has a lift that they could spray those, or he would look into a possible like a soil drench put under there that would, like a systemic that would kill them. But I don't think that's something we want to let keep going on those, because then I don't want those to start dying out. Like I said, I'm open to any suggestions on that. Let's see what else here. I had this prepared back in March. I hate to even talk about snow removal on June 1st, but I worked all this up one day just to let everyone know the numbers this year for snow removal. We had a lot of startup costs this year. That was primarily what, we had the truck, the walk-behind snow blower. We had to get a salt spreader for the back of the pickup I drive. I bought some extra supplies to have in case of a breakdown, hydraulic cylinders, hydraulic lines, some trip springs. We went through 167 bags of salt. That's roughly 2.5 pallets, which was $739. Our part-time employee worked a total of 30 hours on 9 different occasions. That wound up being $660. Our total expenses for this year were $13,115. Now, compare that to 2017, 2018, where we paid $36,800. That's $25,400 less for snow removal that year. And as compared to last year, we're $26,500 less than what we pay for snow removal. If you take out our startup expenses, snow removal didn't cost $1,500 this year. So, and I know we didn't have a lot of snow and the snows weren't very deep, but even if we have to come here triple what we did this year, that's still an immense savings. So I think if, you want to call this here an experiment or what, I think it was a success. I mean, everything, the equipment that we have seems more than sufficient and everything worked out well.
So you're confident that we don't need to put anything out for bids this year?
I wouldn't. Our part-time employee, it's my brother, he's coming in, we kind of have fun doing it. We come in and those mornings, 4 in the morning, and they keep telling him, hey, you can hop in the truck, but no, I'm the one pushing the snow and he's doing all the sidewalks and I'm not complaining. You mentioned bid, this is the last year though on our lawnmowers contract. They had a 3-year contract and this is their last summer. So, but when does that go out? In the winter? When do we normally do that?
Yeah, we try to have it done for February or something.
Okay. And I don't know, between us and here, I've been told by a couple people that they might be done here soon. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I've been told that the halls might be calling it quits in a couple of years. I guess we'll find out when bid time comes.
Maybe in a couple of years, but as of right now, they're not.
Because they have
It's a 3-year contract.
Well, but, as of right now, last I talked to them,
okay,
they
good.
still want to keep it.
And he has never said that to me either. I'm just going by, hearsay. Let's see if there's any. I would still like to, it's hard to work it into the actual budget because I got a bid to have we have 6 dead trees now on the property. I know I've been talking about this for 2 years, but I got a bid and it's like $5,400. And I'm hesitant to spend that because of, is that too small to put into a capital project, or do you only look for bigger stuff? I could split it between the admin and the courthouse, which would ease it up a little bit, because my budget over there got blown up real early this year. A couple unforeseens, took almost $10,000 out of that right off the bat.
Are any of the trees getting to be a danger?
There's one in the parking lot of the courthouse. It's the smallest one on the south side, but people park right under it. The rest there's those 2 big dead ash trees right when you pull in, where the deputies pull in backside of the jail. And then there's one out in the field. It's not hurting anybody or anything. What about this pine that fell over here? Is that something for me to worry about? I don't know who.
That whole windbreak is ours. We didn't clean up further back because people weren't in that area at the time. That was our budget.
So if you count that white pine that fell over, that's 7. But I don't know really what to do with that. I hate to. It's hard to spend money when you don't know what's coming.
Right.
We may forget late in the year and have some money sitting there.
Well, yeah, because there's been a reduction in revenues because of everything, so, yeah, if it can wait till next year, that might be better.
It can. They look real good 6 months out of the year. They blend right in. Just summertime comes and you're like, oh yeah. Let's see real quick here, and then we'll be done. There's a project that has been hopefully in the works for a while now. The jail basement gets water in it. It comes up through the floor. It's year round. It never stops. There are tiles that were put in years ago on the north and south side of the jail along the foundation. They run into 2 pits. outside. One of them's on the south, one's on the northeast corner. They're manholes that were put in, and the drain tiles run into there, and then there's pumps in there that pump them out a 2-inch line. One goes into the ditch, and then the one on the south goes out into that field. Since I've worked here, those are not in operation. We have to do something with that water in the basement, so Sheriff said, let's get moving on it. So I have B&D coming, they're going to get the wiring hooked back up. I have Nicholas Airy is gonna help me. We're gonna pump them out, we're gonna put new pumps in there, and we're gonna get that water moved out. They sit full of 7 foot of water, and it's like working in reverse. It's all this pressure, it's coming up out of it. There's a lake in the basement down there. So we're gonna get that knocked out here hopefully in the next month or two. The numbers aren't gonna be anything astronomical. I think it's well within our means here. I have, where I put it, some useless trivia, if anybody wants to take a guess here. One day back in March, I borrowed a measuring wheel from the USDA, and I walked all the parking lots and the sidewalks to measure the square footage, just out of curiosity. Want to take a guess how many feet of sidewalk there is? Anybody? In miles?
In miles.
Just over, it's like 2/3 of a mile of sidewalk. And the parking lot, square footage, all the parking lots, anybody have a guess?
2 acres. Probably 3 acres.
Close. 3.9 acres, 170,100 square feet. So you're looking at just about 4 acres of parking lot. I told the sheriff that, and he's like, you must have been really bored that day. I said, well, there wasn't a lot going on, so. That's pretty much it. There's, a lot of just smaller routine maintenance stuff, but those are the major items. There's a heat pump. You and I spoke about this on the phone. I got bids for the heat pump that is, right when you come in the store, it serves this whole part of the hallway in the building and the employee break room, and that's been on the list to get replaced, and Weber's wound up doing that, and it's been ordered, and I'm assuming it's hit. I'm waiting for them to do it any day now. I called 3 people on it. 2 of the bids were almost identical, and then one of them didn't even return my call, so I went with Weber on it. And hopefully we'll have that done here by the next meeting. That's all I have.
How come that heat pump wasn't with the smart watt stuff?
They didn't do anything to the heat pumps over here, or when they initially gave all of their proposal, they gave an option to include that cooling tower out here and to install some new building automated system for all of these heat pumps, and we opted to not do that. That cooling tower out there, it still has some life in it. It works fine right now. And that heat pump, they weren't going to replace any. It's just one of the oldest ones, and it's been nickel and diamond, and now it has issues again. And we have money sitting there to replace it in that particular line, so we're having it done. But they weren't gonna do anything over here.
Are we halfway through replacing heat pumps, or
I bet we're more.
are we?
I can come up with an actual count for you. I can come up with another day, like when I measured the parking lots, and I can start I can look at every heat pump and,
Well, you might get a little busier now that people are gonna be coming into the building.
yeah. I would venture to guess we're more than halfway. I've only had 2 done in 3 years since I'm here. The one for this. I know right before I started, the one finance, and there was another that had gotten done. A lot of them over there for USDA are newer in that area. But
How many total is there, 20?
28, I believe, it sticks out. But, yeah, we got that tower going. We had that cold spell here where we had a Friday and it froze. That was in, beginning of May? Because I didn't even start that cooling tower's only been running now a couple weeks. We didn't need the ACs on, but And now we're looking at 91 degrees tomorrow, so. And it seems to be fine, doing its thing. That's all I have.
Anybody got questions? Yes.
I got an anonymous contact a week or so ago regarding the ADA access over at the courthouse. Do we have a project scheduled to do anything on the front entrance as far as that is concerned?
The main entrance of the courthouse,
Yeah.
we have nothing, to my knowledge, scheduled because officially the what they call it, there's a sign that still says handicap entrance is on the east side, and that's where that
Well,
ramp is.
that's what I thought, but I wasn't aware that we did, and that's why I wasn't completely sure. But the individual commented or statement was made is that the access on the east end, the slope is too great. And I was led to believe that somebody might file a complaint. And that if that happened, the statement was also made that then the whole courthouse would have to be redone and made compliant. So I'm just repeating what was
Yeah,
presented to me. It doesn't sound right, but.
The handicap entrance is not on, it's on the east end, so, you know.
Right, the statement, but the statement was made that the slope is too great.
Didn't
You know if that's correct?
It probably is correct,
Okay.
having worked for the city and having to replace all those intersections in town that were, the grade was too steep, I would assume that that one probably is as well.
Didn't we have that thread a couple years ago?
Well, I guess the question is, was it correct at the time?
Well, yeah, that all changed.
So if it was correct at the time, usually it's grandfathered in. Now, if we do work, then we would have to change it.
And I don't think on the ramps it is grandfathered in.
I've
I
been
think when
told-
they made that change, that was like across the board because of entry and egress and all that kind of stuff. I think that was not. I don't remember what the pitch is, but it's,
Yeah, I don't recall either.
I
It's,
don't remember.
I mean, it's
Like
almost
112 or something. It's pretty flat.
Maybe Bill could take a look at that when he's,
Who was the gentleman around that was going around town and,
don't say his name, Michelle.
yeah, well, but we all, I think a certain gentleman a handful of years ago was trying to stir something up over at the courthouse with that ramp, and I don't think it ended up going anywhere at the time. I don't know why or what, but I can
Could be the same person, like I said.
I can ask the sheriff and see what he, if he has any thoughts on that, or if it's an issue, or if maybe we are grandfathered into, I don't know. I think we are in the jail with a lot of stuff.
And maybe the guy that's gonna do the concrete work, you can ask him if it'd be possible, you might have to cut some of the top part off, but overlay it and extend it out to get the right, then you don't have as much concrete work, but maybe that won't work either.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he did something like that, he'd probably have to drill pins in to secure it. And it'd have to be at least 5 or 6 inches thick in places, otherwise it'd be cracking.
You see that aluminum one that is on the jail entrance on the east side there? The handicap ramp? It's between the courthouse and jail, there's an aluminum one that, I don't know when that was put in, but the grade on that is more gradual than the concrete one, so I'm assuming whatever that,
Well, and an aluminum one could probably just go over the top of the concrete one.
yeah. I'll ask some questions, I'll see if I can find out. Before I'm done real quick too, I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I had a company come in and give me a bid that I haven't received yet, I should say is doing a bid, for a capital, I know it's too early to start talking about capital improvement stuff for next year, but
Not really. July's budgets, that's next month.
oh my gosh, it is, isn't it? The jail door system inside, it's the original lever and chain system for the sliding doors. And what people are doing now, they're upgrading and they're retrofitting electric motors on top of each individual cell door. Then, you know, you have a touch screen, you know, door 3 open, and it's all independently operated and stuff. I know Paxton's jail has done this, and there's a whole list of others, because that's a constant daily headache for the correctional officers, doors hanging up and not working. And the gentleman that used to come in and do quote-unquote work on those has since retired and wants no part of it anymore. So Sheriff and I talked, and he's like, yeah, give some numbers. He said, we'll see what we come up with. So just kind of want to give you a heads up on that. And that is something too, because what made me think of that is talking about grandfathering into things. That won't affect any ADA anything, because we're not altering anything structurally. We're just altering how the door operates. We're not changing door size. We're using the existing everything and just putting in a different system to open and close doors and whatnot. So
Are all of those doors used most of the time, or, I mean, is there?
inside the jail,
Yeah.
yeah, there's only 14 of them. There's only 14 cell doors total.
I wasn't sure how many were upper.
Yeah, the upper, there's 2 large like day rooms, and then the whole female area, it's just one big cell. There's just one door. Most of them are downstairs. There's 10 doors downstairs, I think. But anyway, they came about a week and a half ago. And we had a trailer with a demo unit hanging in it and everything, and a couple of the COs came out and looked at it and gave me a bunch of pamphlets and whatnot. And took down numbers and measurements, said, you know, give me some little bit of time here, I'll throw some numbers at you, and I have not received those yet, but anyway, I just want to give you a heads up on that, so it's not a big surprise if that winds up being something we're going to try to move forward on. But I'm sure there's other stuff I'm forgetting too, but it's been a long time, I forget how to do this.
Anybody got any other questions for him? Okay, thank you. It says discussion and action for opening bids for Nitro Mansfield and Homewood Disposal, but we're not opening bids because we have to send out for bids, is what that should have said. So do we have a motion to send out for bids?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We need a roll call on this. We're not actually spending the money yet. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, so we will send out for bids and have them for next month. Discussion on USDA improvements. I haven't heard anything. Discussion on Head Start lease. I'm assuming that that is coming up. So,
Wasn't there supposed to be discussion on how they were paying did you talk to them about what their plan was gonna be to pay? Or did all the
And you know,
chaos ensue?
this may just be left over from before.
Yeah,
Okay.
because, well, they owed money.
They didn't,
Right.
they didn't have a budget,
Right.
and they wanted to pay it. We gave them 3 options, wasn't it?
Well, John, were you gonna talk to him? I can't remember. The chaos
If
started.
I was, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, I think somebody has talked to
We
him, but I
sent them a
don't
letter,
remember.
didn't we?
Huh?
We made 3 options, and if they didn't want to pay it off right at the start, they had to play. One option was come January, they made up for what they didn't pay in the fall and stuff like that. And there was
And
3
they could
different
add
ones,
on.
and they
You're right. You're right.
and there was 3, they could take their choice. Now what? We probably never hear back from them.
Well,
No, I think we did, it's
Did
just,
we?
yeah, it just, I can't remember, it's been too long ago.
Well, there
We
was,
need to-
there was also a companion to that with the Champaign Regional Commission lease. We did get that straightened out. That I took care of, and Amanda and I both worked on that, and we got the money for it, and got the lease signed and everything.
Well, I'll check with Jill and see if she's, you know, what the payments have been or whatever, see where we're at with it.
yeah, 'cause she had done that before in the last time we met, and then that's when we came up with the 3 plans. And I just think everything kind of very quickly went to pieces after that, so it probably didn't get followed up on, which is understandable, so.
Well, and actually, are they even in session? Have they been in session?
Probably not,
Okay, well, we'll check into that.
They're normally out during the summer anyway, aren't they?
well, but March 17th would have been the last time that they were. Right.
Good.
I have no update on the Watsika flood project.
Yeah, I have a question though. With those manholes that you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's not going to dump anything. I'm not familiar. I get the one over there, but I don't know where the other one is. Is that gonna help with that mess that they've got going on?
That's not gonna
Nothing.
affect anything over there, it's
Okay.
just right in the jail basement area.
Okay.
And where the water is going to eject, no, it
That's what
won't.
I meant.
No, it goes the other way.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, got claims, anybody got questions on claims? So did you put up all the plexiglass sheets?
Yeah. After the meeting today, I have to go pick up another one for probation, where they have their meetings. There's a room downstairs where they have meetings, and they requested one. The sheriff asked me when I could do it on Friday at like 2, and I said, not today, I said, I'll do it Monday. So I ordered another piece from Alexander, I have to go pick that up here this morning, and rig it up.
Are you leaving all those up after the fact too then?
It's up to them, I don't know, just, that's why I didn't, treasurer asked, he originally wanted to hang something, then he said maybe if we make it a little more, if we wanna move it or whatever, so that's why I came up with this bending the aluminum strips and putting them up that way. So I don't know what they're gonna, I'll leave it up to them, what they wanna do afterwards.
Are you charging each department?
Unfortunately, no.
Just comes out of your budget, huh?
Somehow, I guess that's maintenance and repair.
I think we accept the claims and send them on for county board approval.
Second?
Second.
Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Alt,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Johnson, Barron.
Yes. Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Well, I had sent you an email about Cameron. We're gonna have electricity installed at the, soccer fields. So we need an easement, Cameron does, to bring it from, I think they're gonna go from pole back there. I don't know if they personally need to come or how that needs to work out, but I need to at least get it on the agenda for next month.
Okay, yeah. If you send me an email, the county email, have somebody let me know to look there. I don't check it as often.
Oh, okay.
It's not always easy to get on the county email. All right, so we got that for next.
Yep.
We probably need to ask the state's attorney about it too, just for whatever legalese there might be. Any Usually it's pretty standard with utility companies. Any other new business? Seeing none. Mr. Alt, would you like to make a motion?
Made the last one, so I'm over off for
All right, we'll just sit here.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
We are adjourned. But you're still being filmed, so give her a second.